I am connecting with an Aries who is ready to take a risk. I see that you don't want to dive into this, but you do want to tip a toe in. Test it out. See what's going to happen. I'm connecting with a really spiritual individual who is working on their throat chakra but has been incredibly ungrounded because the communication they have really wanted to express, because I'm getting a singer, I'm getting a advocate, an activist, I'm getting a dancer, I'm getting a seamstress, I'm getting someone who has this flow with words which is gorgeous. No one's getting it, no one's understanding it, it's not flowing out of you quite effervescently enough, and you're doubting your abilities, but you're being guided by your ancestors. Go for this. Dive into this. Take that risk. It looks amazing. Speak that truth. Sing that song. Even if it's just you doing it by yourself, take that risk. Have that conversation, okay? I think it's time we deep dive with the tarot. The first card out is the Eight of Swords, followed by the Eight of Cups, followed by the Queen of Pentacles, Ace of Pentacles, Five of Swords, and the Ace of Wands. This is letting me know that you are scared, intimidated, a little bit overwhelmed, because this new thing is going to require you to move in a new direction and move away from others. This is going to require you to take a risk. So you just want to tip your toe in, like I said. You don't want to overdo it. You know that you want to stay stable and grounded throughout this experience, and you want to know that your money's going to be fine. Your money looks great, your lifestyle looks great, and you've already overcome whatever toxicity this was in the past. You've had to leave 2 people behind, walk away from 2 people. You've had to choose yourself. You want to celebrate a little bit because you've been victorious in overcoming some real toxicity. You deserve a new beginning. It looks pretty awesome, guys. It looks pretty cool. Ace of Wands here. 3 of Cups coming out after that. 5 of Cups coming out. 2 of Cups. And 7 of Cups. Okay, bottom of the deck, Page of Cups as well. So it's really talking to me about the fact that there is this celebration energy in the atmosphere, this exciting new beginning, this gorgeous way forward. But the truth of the matter is there's a relationship that's on your mind because you've got to leave people behind. Lifetime. Season or a reason. Not everyone's meant to stay forever. Some people stay for a lifetime. Some people stay for a reason. Some people are only there for a season. Having attachment issues, which we've spoken about in a previous Aries reading, I'll link it in the description and add it to the end screen. It's really about just letting go. Yeah? In the past, you could have been really, really controlling. This is just me paraphrasing and going with my intuition. Intuitive reading, okay? I am a clairvoyant, psychic medium. I read tarot, oracle cards, but I get a lot of visions, okay? And I use my clair senses all the time. So just bear with me as we dive here, okay? Because I'm getting a story about someone who could be quite controlling. You could be seen as quite manipulative, yeah? Because there's always a lot of things going on around you. You can do this, you can do that, you can do this, you can do that, you can do this, you can do that. You've got a lot of different things you can help, a lot of different things that you can give, a lot of people around you. And you always seem to be the center of the ecosystem. You're always helping everybody else. Everyone always looks to you. So whether you're the mother or the father in this situation, or you're the boss or the leader, or you're the employer, you're the one that fires the staff, you're the one that has to, I get a school teacher here, or even manage the staff. I get managing the teachers, yeah? It's not an easy job. There's a lot you've got to do. But people always talk about the one who is in charge. Oh, I don't like the way they've done that. I don't like the way they told me off. Oh, we've got to go to this meeting. Or we've got to do that. There's always someone bitching or complaining about the role that you have. And that's quite burdensome. And you've been looking at yourself, really reflecting on how happy you are in your life. Because as you go around doing all these things for other people, right? And this is the truth here. You're not happy entirely. Let me know if you disagree in the comments. Let me know how you feel. But the image I just got clear as day. Someone's got a really, really gorgeous house, beautiful mansion, really, really expensive place. And you look over there and go, oh, I would love to go to that mansion. Someone over here's got a beautiful marriage and they're settled down with husband and wife and kids and a gorgeous life. You're like, oh, I wish I had that. Someone over here is traveling the world, going on holiday, flying around. You're like, oh, I wish I had that. Someone over here is really, really toxic, screaming and shouting at you all the time. You try and avoid them as much as you can, but they make you more sad because you wish you could talk to them. Another person just flies in and out of your life all the time, gives you no time. I see someone who's quite isolated and on their own, but surrounded by people all the time. Yeah? And there's someone in the back of your mind that you're thinking about as well that's also passed on. You're still experiencing grief, I see, as well. A lot of trauma, a lot of triggers, a lot of stress, a lot of upset. Could be an ex, yeah? Could be a brother, sister, lover, someone that's either passed on physically or someone that's gone away, moved away, or doesn't want to talk to you anymore, really dissociated from them. Or an old employee that's left, that used to help you manage your moods when shit was left, yeah? Let's dive a little bit more. To clarify, we have the Two of Pentacles, and in this deck it's talking about finally picking up all the things in life that you are juggling and moving forward with it. That's on top of the Eight of Swords, so it's letting me know you're going to push through this fear barrier that's in your way right now, but you do have a lot that you are juggling. You have to be really clear in your mind about why these people are in your life and why you've been utilizing yourself in the way in which you have. Really weird thing for me to say, right? Bear with me, let me explain that, okay? You are an energy supply. You are a utility and you are being used in a specific way, or allowing yourself to be used in a specific way. Why? Why do people use you in the way in which you do? Why have you allowed people to use you in the way in which you do? It was a reward for you to be used this way in the past, but why are you letting that happen now? Because everyone around you seems to be having a great life except you. That's how you feel. That's the energy I'm getting here. That's the image, clear as day to me. There's someone in the middle who is deeply low, depressed, isolated on their own, and everyone around them seems to be having a great life, and you're just low vibrational. Why is that? And everyone else seems to be having their heads in the cloud, and you think you're really, really grounded, but there's all these emotions you're not dealing with. Counselling, therapy, concerts, shows, events, markets. Something about books as well. I can't quite get what they're bringing me about books, but there's something about not quite reading books, but doing something with books that could bring you kind of peace. Maybe going to the library more frequently. Learning about library books, reading library books, spending time at the library, exploring different books and genres, maybe writing books, writing your own book, learning about culture, learning about history, learning about depression, learning about wealth, learning about history, culture, race, religion. In my head I get black history. Indigenous, like some kind of history, right? I really learn about where you came from, reading and becoming more intelligent, going inside yourself. All these people you think are a little bit dreamy, and all these people you may have judged for a really long time who are just out in their head or not really living right. And now it's looking like everyone else seems to be happy in their lives, even though you looked at them like they weren't living right, and you looked at them like they needed you, and that you looked at them as they were beneath you. This is the image I get in my head. You felt like your staff team wasn't really doing a great job, and they weren't really working well, and they weren't bonding, and you felt like you were really the lead, you're in charge, you bossed them around all day, you felt powerful in the position that you're in. But say you go off sick for a week or two, you come back and everything seems to be running better than when you were there. Everything's running more smoothly. The arguments, the dramas, the bullshit that was going on before you left, it's all stopped. Everyone's happy. Everyone's living their best life, and no one seems to need you. And everyone's laughing and having a great time in the staff room. and everyone's bubbly and going out and doing stuff after work and going for drinks and spending time on the weekends, and you're just there. You come into the staff room and no one really seems to be speaking or saying anything, or you're like, oh, what's going on? What's happening in here? And everyone's just making inside jokes, and you're clearly the outside person here who doesn't get the inside joke. And then you've got to look at everyone else's weekend photos or snaps and holiday pictures of the great lives that they've been living, and you've just been there by yourself. 8 of Cups with the Queen of Swords. Like I said, you've got to be clear in your mind about why you're moving on and where you're moving towards and why it's so important for you and why your mental health matters here, yeah? Queen of Pentacles in the back of the mind, now clarified by the Chariot. Keep moving on. You're stuck in a rut. If you're depressed and low vibrational and unhappy and your emotions aren't great, you've got to ask yourself why. You've been doing a lot of stuff for money with the Ace of Pentacles in the front of your mind. It's about stability and groundedness. But now you're being asked to look at your emotions. 8 of Cups coming up and out. On top of that, even in this reading, my communication's a little bit blah. So you could be tongue-tied a little bit. You could be a little bit uttery, spluttery, a little bit not sure what to say in this situation. Because I'm not very clear in this read, and I can only apologise for that. But with the 8 of Wands coming out with a Hangman to clarify this whole reading in the pre-shuffles, it really talks about you've got to take that risk, no matter if you sound clear or not. We're talking about staff and employees today, and I'll give you the example that I gave in my Truth reading, which is over an hour, and it's titled Truth. Check that out on the timeline. It's about the manifestation that you forgot as well. So go and check that out. But it's really that moment when you're insecure and timid in the meeting, but you still know you've got to speak up. You're speaking up and you're fighting for what's right, but your voice is shaking and you're overwhelmed and you don't want to say it and you don't want to do it. And I'm going to give him a notice. I'm going to quit. I'm going to leave this job. I'm going to move on. I'm going to move away. I want you to move out. I don't want this relationship anymore. I'm going in a new direction. But you're like, I've got to do it. But you're like, oh, I don't want to do it. But until you do it, you're trapped in that depressive episode. And you're trapped in that low mood. Everyone else is having a great life. And either way, that's what your mind's telling you. Let me kind of level with you here. The voice in your head is telling you everyone else is way better than you. Everyone's so much happier than you. That your reality is so beneath everyone else's. The point of you being here doesn't exist. Like you're in that kind of mind frame. Let me know if I'm wrong, because I don't want to imprint that ideology onto you. Tell me you're wrong. That will make me happy to know that. Tell me that I'm wrong. It will make me happy to know I'm wrong. Yeah? But until you can see in yourself if this is accurate for you, that mind frame is wrong for you, and you need to think positively and be like, everyone's living a great life and I'm happy for them. Yeah? You're building up resentment inside because of this. And you're just looking and dreaming of the day that you can have a good life. You could have a good wife, you know? You can have that magical moment. You can have that gorgeous wedding. You can have that beautiful anniversary. You can have that honeymoon, that date, that gorgeous relationship. You can fly around the world, yeah? You're seeing everybody else out here and it feels like everyone else is living and you're just surviving. And the only way that can be changed is if you start to live and stop just surviving, yeah? Things fell short in the past. Page of Cups coming out with a 5 of Swords. And it's talking about apologies that fell short, things that never worked out, opportunities for you to go in more prosperous directions in life that you didn't take. And now you're looking at your morals and integrity. This is good for you. This is the Hangman energy and that spiritual risk that you're taking, because you're starting to awaken to the absolute truth that you fucked up in the past. You prejudge people because some of the people with the most beautiful lives now are the people that you thought were shit. Beneath me. You don't get paid as much as me. I'm in charge of you. That person in the team, for example, that you can't stand and you think they're a shit employee and you don't care very much about them, they're now married to a millionaire. And they're living luxuriously and they're traveling the world and they've got a great life and they're gorgeous and positive, and all the awful things you said about them could never be true because look at who they are now and look at what they do. So now you've got to look at yourself and understand, why the fuck did I do that? Why the fuck did I say that? Why did I choose to be that kind of person? Yeah? You hated on your brother, you hated on your sister, you hated on your friends, and you said you're never going to make it. They're never going to get themselves together. They're never going to have a nice house. They're never going to get anywhere in life. And they've got somewhere in life. And that's why it hurts you, because now you're starting to awaken to the negative self-talk that you have, or the negative things that you say about others. It's a harsh call today for Aries. Really harsh. This is why I love what I do, and this is why I love this channel, because the tarot is unbiased in conversation. A lot of readings across the platform, you'll notice we talk about how everyone else is the problem. We stay in ego and pride and blame the rest of the fucking world. No, sometimes the problem is us. Sometimes the problem is our choices, our mind frame, our mannerisms, and our behaviour patterns and traits, our personality styles and our love languages, and a lack of self-love and a lack of consciousness. And actually it is about time we tip our toe into a lighter vibration, so we don't keep spiralling into depression. Someone could have long-standing depression. Like, life is just one giant depressive episode, so it's normal. You don't know anything else. You wouldn't even say that you're depressed, because this is just life. But when you look at other people's positivity and their smiles and their laughter, when's the last time you laughed, for real? When's the last time you genuinely smiled? When's the last time you actually genuinely had a good time? When is the last time you looked at somebody else and didn't hate them for what they have and you don't have? Yeah? The easiest way to identify if there's something wrong in your reality is if you look at somebody else who is happy and living their best life, or just doing them, and you just kind of hate them for it. You have resentment, you give them a dirty look, or you, in your head, you say something negative about them. If you bring negative to a positive situation, you got to look at yourself and go, why would you choose to be the negative thinker in a situation that's just positive? You hate someone because they smile a lot. Well, that's problematic. Got to look at that. That's a problem. It's not a problem for them, it's a problem for you, because you seem to have resentment towards people that smile, which then suggests you don't smile very much. Which means we're going to need to find a reason to make you smile again. Yeah? Three of Cups. King of Cups, yeah? There's a lot of emotions you've been sat on, quite numb in energy, yeah? Some people might call you narcissistic. You may have heard that before, you may not have. But in this reading, with the emotions being forced out of you, and you know it's going to challenge you, I would suggest therapy and counselling if this is the childhood kind of pattern of behaviour that you've had all your life, and you've naturally been this way because you had to be this way growing up. That's life, so it's not a big deal. You don't deal with it. But you're getting to the age and a period of space and time in life where your emotions are so just like dying to be outed, yeah? Your emotions are trying to out themselves. They're like, let me fucking out. I don't care if I'm 50, 60, 70. My emotions have been trapped inside of me since I was fucking born. I need to get them out. Because that's the only way I'm going to start to have a better life. And I can't just be that negative person that looks at everyone else and their life and their happiness and shits on it. The fastest way to lose friends, and the fastest way to be isolated, and the fastest way to be on your own, is to be that negative person that always has something negative to say. Everyone else is happy, but you find the low vibration. You bring the mood down. You bring that conversation back to bitching or gossiping or stirring the pot about something that is so irrelevant, because everyone was just laughing in full high vibes. You're still grieving as well, which is coming out again as confirmation. We said that earlier. Now the Four of Swords is coming out on top of the Five of Cups. It's letting me know that you've put someone to rest. It is giving me serious burial vibes. Someone that you really love very much, okay? Someone that you saw as an angel. Someone that is now your guardian angel. But if I'm being really honest with you, okay? You're so disconnected from your emotions at this time that they can't even come through to you. So we all have spiritual gifts. I'm a medium. I connect with the other side. But some of us are more open and some of us are more closed. Yeah? They are a guardian angel for you, but they can't get to you through spirit and pass down messages to you and activate you as much as they would like, because you're so closed off. I would recommend going to a spiritualist church or contacting any kind of mediums that you know well in your local community. Every local community has a spiritualist church, and they have sessions at least once a week where you could pop in and sit there, and they'll do a medium session, and they'll connect with different people in the audience. It's worth going to that for about maybe a month or so, or every other week, or every now and then pop in and see if that spirit does want to come forward and share some stuff with you, because that will activate you. That will be amazing. I think that will be you really dipping your toe in for the first time. I started having visions before I even knew I was like clairvoyant. Obviously, I had clairvoyant experiences as a kid. We all do, and have imaginary friends and experiences that we don't take seriously. As we get to adulthood, our gifts get closed down. I got older and older, and I got more and more activated, and it triggered me into a full-blown awakening. And I didn't even know I was a medium or clairvoyant like that. But when I told my friend what I was experiencing, and she told me, it's true, what you've told me is right, you're not making that up, you're spot on, what you're seeing is real, Louise. She said, there's mediums out there, let's go to the spiritualist church. And she took me to the spiritualist church, and it was confirmation that this is kind of who I am and where I belong and what I'm meant to be doing, and I'm like these people. And then they started to share really important stuff with me about my life, and the story goes on. We're here now, you know. So don't be shy, and don't be timid. If you need help and you need guidance, and there's a spirit up there that wants to come through, start going to the spiritualist church and start embracing that reality. And you may need to go a few times to get confidence in the experience. I've been loads of times. Sometimes no one comes through. Sometimes someone comes through you don't expect. Sometimes the message is clear. Sometimes you believe the message. Sometimes you don't. I've had amazing experiences with real clarity about stuff going on. Messages about my dad. Before he even died, I got information about what was going on with him. Messages from my grandparents that I love to pieces, repeatedly telling me of what's coming for me. All came true as well. Then I saw some mediums all over the place. I've travelled far to go to people's houses, mediums' houses. Mediums that have been recommended to me across London. Travelled to see them. Had amazing experiences with them. So go out there, dive in, okay? Don't be shy about it. Two of Cups, strength. Be strong. You've got to heal this relationship. You've got to heal this grief, because whatever's going on inside of you about this grief and this past relationship and these past relationships and you and your emotions, it will heal your relationship with everyone else. Your relationship with everyone else. Temperance is coming out to close out the reading with Seven of Cups here as well. It's talking about getting balance over the relationships you have in your life. Closing out our old cycle. You've got to take ownership of yourself, guys. This channel's really about ownership, right? So if we don't get the views and we don't get the numbers over here, I don't give a fuck. Because the truth is, whoever's meant to receive this will receive this. And this is about ownership. Not a lot of people know how to be conscious and not hold the mirror up to everyone else, but look in the fucking mirror. Who the fuck are you? And what the fuck is going on with you? And why the fuck are you here now? And why the fuck do you feel this way? It's not everyone else's problem. It's not everyone else's fault. We're not going around blaming everybody else and staring at other people's lives. Look at our shit head on and deal with it. Because that's the only way we're going to get better. And that's exactly what you're being guided to do here. The world at the bottom of the deck. It's your world, no one else's. Stop giving your energy away to everyone else. Stop blaming everybody else. Stop infringing on everybody else and assuming that you are the governor or the controller of everyone else, and take control of your own life. Because that is the win. Love and light, Aries. I'll be back soon with more.